business news today, Nigerians' inflation rises to 15.69%. Moving on to the entertainment scene, Ira Star opens up on how Nigerians' electricity crisis shaped her childhood. And lastly, for the What's Sports today, Fulham coach confirms it will be availability for Wolves clash. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news across the world on Diamond 887 FM Ilori, Kwara State, Nigeria. I'm Precious Afolabi D. You can listen to us via our website at www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. You can also download the app on Google Play Store at Diamond 887 FM. We'll bring you details of the news after this short break, please. We'll be right back.
We often think that mental health breakdowns sound like this.
I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast. I am so confused of all about life.
But in reality, they can sound like this. Don't make assumptions that people are okay just because they laugh and they smile. Everyone is going through something. Check on your friends and be kind to everyone else.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
Welcome back. Now the news in detail. From the home front scene, the Christian Associations of Nigeria (CAN) Kwara State chapter says it remained firmly partisan, neutral and apolitical in all electoral matters, just as it distanced itself from political engagement and endorsement. In a statement signed by its chairman, Bishop S.T.G. Adewale, said the Christian Associations of Nigeria (CAN) Kwara State chapter did not endorse any political parties or candidates ahead of the forthcoming political activities and elections. The chairman noted that the umbrella body representing Christians across the denominations in the state, CAN, neither belongs to no campaigns for any political parties or candidates. He explains that the mandate of the CAN remains the promotions of peace, unity, justice, moral values, and harmonious coexistence among all citizens irrespective of political, ethnic, or religious differences. He emphasized that CAN Kwara State remains committed to praying for all leaders and candidates, while steadfastly standing for truth, justice, peace, and the unity and progress of Kwara State, Nigeria as a whole. All is set for the presentations of checks for NECO registration fees of 345 secondary school students across the 69 political ward of the Ilori Emirate by the Ilori Emirate Descendant Progressive Union on Saturday, May 16, 2026, at the Union National Secretariat, Gerialimi, Ilori. This was disclosed by the National President of the Union, Alhaji Abdulmamian Ayo Abdul Malik, in a statement issued by the Union spokesperson, Malam Suleiman Shuaib Dagbo. Alhaji Abdul Malik explained that the scheme is being organized in conjunction with the popular foundations in the state. The president pointed out that 5 beneficiaries have been carefully selected from each of the wards. As it said, each of the candidates is also to be supported with a token for their transportations for to their examinations venues. Alhaji Abdul Malik explains that the event will be chaired by the Kwara State Commissioner for Education and Human Capital Development, Dr. Muhammad Lawal, as it will also be witnessed by other dignitaries, including the NECO management. An Ilori-based cleric, Sheikh Saad Khalifa Basire, has urged Muslims in the country and people of other faith to patronize the hereafter over the worldly things, noting that it is important to shift focus from temporary pleasures to eternal and spiritual reward. Sheikh Said Khalifa, who said this during the prayer service held to mark the death anniversary of Dr. Toyin Ayo in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital today, also emphasized the need for Muslims to renew their relationships with the Holy Quran and deepen their faith in God. According to him, attention on worldly things and corruptions of the earth have made people to get far away from their Creator. Top personalities who attended the prayer service include Al-Haji Musa Abdullahi and Al-Haji Gani Galadima. Describes the late Dr. Toyin Ayo as a good-natured person and will be sorely missed always. The late Dr. Toyin Ayo's younger brother, Honorable Kale Ayo, and the former Commissioner for Sport, also describes the deceased person as a perfect gentleman. The Oyo State Universal Basic Education Board has confirmed the killings of a teacher and the abductions of some pupils following the attacks on the two schools in Aro, Esenele community in Orire local government area of Oyo State. In a statement by the executive chairman of the board, Dr. Nureni Aderemi Adeniran, the board describes the incident as a painful moment for education sector in the state. The affected schools were identified as LA School, Ahoro Isinele, and the Community Grammar School, Ahoro Isinele. And according to the statement, the exact numbers of the abducted pupils have yet to be confirmed as security agencies were still combining the areas and gathering details around the incident. As part of the precautionary measures, the boards directed all primary schools in the neighboring communities including Surulere, Oyo East, Orire and Olorun Shogo to vacate immediately until further notice. Former Deputy Governor of Sokoto State, Maina Mohammed Danhaya, has emerged as the consensus governorships candidate on the platforms of the African Democratic Congress ADC for 2027 general election. In that state, Dean Henya has closed political ally for former deputy to ex-governors Aminu Waziri Tamboa, confirms the development in a statement issued today by his former press secretary Aminu Abdullahi Abubakar. He expressed gratitude to party leaders, stakeholders and supporters for the confidence reposed in him. As the former deputy governor, who also holds the traditional titles of Walin Sokoto, describes his emergence as a major responsibilities and pledged to work for the unity, stability and development across the state. They particularly appreciated Tamboa for his support, guidance and commitment to the political growth of Sokoto State, noting that the backing from elders, youth, women groups and political associates reflects as a shared visions for the future of the state. The news across the world is reaching you from Diamond 887 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. We're going to break now. When we come back, we'll bring you foreign news, business, entertainment, and sport news. Please, we'll be right back.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 887 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
Welcome back from that short break, and you're still listening to the news across the world, reaching from Diamond 887 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. Now we'll move to the international news. The United States President Donald Trump has left Beijing after his two-day summit, saying he had struck fantastic trades with the great for both countries, but few details have emerged on what the two superpowers agreed. Trump arrived for the high-stakes summit with the Chinese leader Xi Jinping on Wednesday, accompanied by the several CEOs. A high-profile business delegation span agriculture, aviation, electric vehicles, and artificial intelligence AI chips. Trade was near top of the agenda despite the recent tensions over the Iran war, and businesses hoped for key details, which was well being extended of the traffic truce that is due to expire in November. The US president seems impressed and invited Xi to the White House in September, as he said talks are being ongoing and it's going to be a successful, while the Xi Jinping calls on the historic and the landmark visits. Still on the foreign scene, the French prosecutor says a 15-year-old boy has been killed and a boy of 13 seriously injured in suspected drugs-related shootings in the western city of Nantes, as the attackers were wearing balaclavas and used automatic weapons, according to the country's interior minister, Laurent Noz, which says that the 13-year-olds and the third boy who were also wounded are now out of danger. It suggests that the victims could have innocent bystander caught in the crossfire. Nancy prosecutors Antoine Leroy said that the shots were fired at the three young men. He said that they believed the attack was a settling of scores in relations to the drugs offenses. Moving on to the business news for today.
Diamond FM Business News.
The business news today, Nigeria's inflation rate increased marginally in April 2026, rising to 15.69% from 15.38% recorded in March. And according to the latest Consumers Price Index CPI report released by the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, as the data showed 0.31% point year one in increase, indicating that the general price levels of the goods services remains higher compared to the previous month. However, the report also pointed to a slowdown in price increase on month-to-month basis, suggesting a gradual easing in the pace of inflationary pressure. And the statistics agents noted that although inflation remains elevated, the latest figures reflect a moderation in the speed of price increase across the economy. Moving on to the entertainment news.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
Entertainment news today. Nigerian Afrobeat star R.I. Star born Oyinkansola Sarah has spoken candidly without the impact of unstable electricity supply on the upbringing of hers, saying life could have been very difficult if she had grown up with steady power. Speaking at the Global Citizens Now event in the New York City, the singer reflected on how persistent electricity challenges affected our education and our family livelihood while growing up in Nigeria. Ira Star reveals that our grandmother sold tomatoes and pepper, and because there were no reliable electricity storage, they were often forced to sell the goods quickly before they spoiled. The singer noted that although the harsh conditions helped shape her resilience, access to stable electricity would have significantly improved our childhood experience. And now moving on to the world of sports.
Diamond FM Sports News.
And from sport news today, Fulham head coach Marco Silva has confirmed that Alex will be in the contentions for the Sunday's Premier League clash against the Wolverhampton Wanderers. He will be suffered a hamstring injury from the Fulham's goalless draw with Brentford last month and has missed the last 3 league matches. Fulham recorded 1 win and defeat to the Nigerian international absence. Silva, however, revealed that the midfielder has returned to field training and while being available for selections against the Wolves. The 30-year-old has registered for goals and 3 assists in 27 leagues, outing for the Cottagers this season. And for the last lap for the sport for today, Manchester United has confirmed the appointment of Michael Carrick as the club permanent head coach, ending month of speculations over the managerial positions at Old Trafford. The 44-year-old former midfielder, who had been serving in an interim capacity since January, signed a multi-year contract reportedly running for 2 years, with an option for a further 12 months. Carrick took charge following the departure of the Ruben Amorim earlier this year and has overseen the strong revival in the club's fortunes. Under his leadership, United have won 10 of their last 15 matches in all competitions, secured qualifications for next session's UEFA Champions League, and climbed to the 3rd place in the Premier League. The club's chief executive Omar Barada and director of the football Jason Wilcox reportedly recommended Carrick for the role, with owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe approving the appointment. For talks progressed this week. And with that, we have come to the end of the news across the world for today. But before we go, here are the highlights in the news for today. Can Kwara State distances itself from political endorsements? IEDPU to pay NECO fees of 345 indigent candidates tomorrow. Oyo Subeb confirms death of teachers, abductions of pupils in Oriri local government area. Moving on to the foreign, the United States President concludes that China's visit with no deal confirmed. Moving on to the business news, Nigeria's inflation rises to 15.69%. And in the world of entertainment, Ira Star opens up on how Nigeria's electricity crisis shapes our childhood. In the world of sport, Fulham coach confirms Iwobi's availability for Wolves clash. Do you know segment on this day? Do you know on this day in 1975, the Economic Community of West African State, ECOWAS, treaty was signed in Lagos, Nigeria? If you don't know, now you know. For information or happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM Newsroom on this number 0916 062 7526. The news across the world was edited by Abiodun Akinomi and read to you by Precious Afolabi D. Many thanks for listening to your Shining Supreme station. And don't forget, by 5:30, the Yoruba version of the news will be on board. TGI have.